the word philanthropy itself has grown up more as a buzzword over the last several years. And we're seeing more and more traction to that. We're starting to see more role models in the sector.
So capital obviously plays a big part because to a large extent investments have to be made for organizations to build these products or customize these activity-based learning products for the APS market. At the same time, there is a need for a lot of philanthropic capital to develop these public goods. Educating parents on assessing new learning outcomes is a public good. Once you do that, then irrespective of which company is providing those activity-based learning products, they will all be demanded.
I think philanthropy in general is becoming more investment focused, research focused on good models, treating it more as a long-term investment where people are using their interests from other business areas and really applying it to the nonprofits they invest in. And I think that's truly really helping as philanthropists and family foundations to start to think more and more that way.
I think education in India there is substantially huge opportunities, frankly, at pretty much any stage and everywhere. But we like two areas that we love to focus on. One is the early pre-K years, especially where care is attached. We think that's a huge part of empowering women for helping them come back to work, safe care where they can leave their families, especially as people move away from their native places in search of jobs. It's a trend we see across all of Asia, actually. The other end of the spectrum really is employability. As we can see, the world is changing. More and more jobs are knowledge intensive, and it's absolutely crucial that something be done across that whole spectrum.
There are two primary opportunities for impact investors to address. I think the first is in the very early years of education, and in the second is in the transition from high school or college to the workforce. The very early years are important because I think we know that what happens in the early years has a flow-on effect on the rest of a child's life. So there's either a virtuous cycle or a vicious cycle. And here there are opportunities in areas as diverse as after-school learning programs, remedial education, as well as summer programs through which impact investors working with educational entrepreneurs can address the quality issue in the early years. As for the transition from school to workforce, here there are opportunities in skills development, workforce readiness, as well as the acquisition of practical skills that can help students make the transition from the school to the workforce.
In terms of financing affordable private education, there's two sides of it. There's one is financing the schools, and two is financing the students. There are more and more people who are starting to finance the schools, although still a massive room to grow there, and much more is needed. But that's proven to be a relatively straightforward business model, still challenging, but straightforward. And so you've seen a number of good companies, including Vartana and India School of Finance and Shiksha doing that, and more mainstream players coming into that. So that should continue. Where there's more, a bigger leap needs to take place is in terms of financing the students at those affordable private schools.
So the two, in some ways the two target areas for us became early childhood education and then affordable private schools, because that's where low-income parents were working. So for us, the PIPE program was conceived on trying to improve early childhood education in affordable private schools. We want to give every low income child a solid foundation and an equal opportunity to succeed in life.